So good evening, everyone. Welcome to our evening, this weekly connection that we have together. Obviously, I'm glad that everyone can join us. Is also we're gonna send you a recording later on, so you can share it with your friend and watch it again to understand deeper. So a few understanding as we start study. One is that this week is also we're going to have in Thursday night we enter into what we call the new moon of Gemini. From the Kabbalistic lunar calendar, we're shifting the energy in that night. So that's what's happening Thursday. I'm not sure I'm going to see you by then, but just to make sure you understand that Thursday night, Friday, this is where the shift of energy as what we call preparation to receive a greater revelation of immortality. The seed of immortality, the actualization of immortality. Now again, I know that sometimes when we're speaking about immortality, it seems like way off, a big, topic. But remember, immortality is not the way we want to see it. It's what immortality from a spiritual point of view is completely different. And just a little bit about that idea, because we're going to speak more about it on next Monday, but I want to plant that seed that the new moon of Gemini can help us activate it. And we know that immortality is not just the physical thing won't decay or wear off, but our desire to be with complete revelation and revolution, right? Some of us want momentarily success, but not constant. What is immortality? That nothing have an end, right? That everything is continuously grow and manifest more and more than what we can even imagine. More we speak about it as we grow, as we move forward. So in order to get there, this week's energy, we know that we always go according to the Torah, to the story in the Bible, because it's a reference. It's not what the story is about. Because obviously we never just connected to the story, but and not just for the meaning, but the secrets that it meant to bring to our week by week, day by day. This week starts, and we know we are in a new book as well. The book of Bamidbar. Bamidbar is Numbers, the book of Numbers, which is that book that can allow us to draw more of our desires of the year closer to our life. This is where we're entering. We're entering to a place, to a sphere, right? Energy sphere, energy space, that can bring us all what we ask for, all our desires, much closer. Not total manifestation, but much closer. So to know what's happening cosmically. Now Bamidbar is in the desert. The word in the desert, and the portion starts and says, Vaidaber Hashem el Moshe, and God spoke to Moses, and I spoke about it before. Every time it starts with this, Vaidaber Hashem el Moshe, is that the Creator, your connection to the higher level of light, speaks to your higher self. Because us, where we are today, it's a bit mixture of a lot of ego and selfishness involved. Therefore, what we call the Creator or the source cannot manifest with a lower being. So it has to speak first of all to my higher self, and then my higher self starts to convince me, which is the lower self, that communicating in this world. What I mean convince? Deliver the message. You can do whatever you want with that. So you understand the order. It's always like that. This is in a general always, Vaidaber Hashem el Moshe, it's a code how I need to listen to my higher self. Then he says, Bemidbar Sinai, in the desert of Sinai. Now, that's already an interesting fact. So for those of you who don't know, we spoke back then about Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai is the mountain that was chosen to be the one who revealed on his peak the Torah. Now everybody asks, and I said many times, why on that mountain? Amongst those places, among this desert, there were many mountains, much bigger, much mighty than this. And that should be the honor. If you already reveal such a great tool as the Torah, the revelation of the world to the world, how come you're choosing this little mountain? It should be on the top of the biggest. And the idea is because Mount Sinai is the most humblest mountain, therefore the Torah could be revealed on him. Now that's we spoke about it before, but now it speaks about not Mount Sinai, Bemidbar Sinai, in the whole desert of Sinai. So now it's an interesting idea, because in the beginning we spoke about the mountain, it have a name, but now the entire desert took the name Sinai. And that's an interesting fact. Why? Because the entire desert, not just the mountain, was chosen because it was humble. The name Sinai being given to the entire desert over there. Everything that is not even Mount Sinai got the name Sinai. This is an indication that a lot of us in this world, a lot of us want our name to be on a building, our name to be known, our name to be spelled right, our name to be, attached to greatness. Our name in the news will be flashy and great. Nobody wants their name to be next to harassment, negativity, or any lashon hara, or any evil tongue. Nobody wants that. But the problem is, everybody wants that from the point of view of the ego. And look at that, what this little mountain teaching us. With humility, I will call the entire desert on your name. The entire world will be called on your name. And that's the difference. We want, based on our ego, that our name will be close to greatness. That's one fact that is simple to see in front of our eyes. Second thing is they're going into the desert. And before that, the Creator gave instruction to Moses that you need to gather the entire nation together and create a critical mass, or create a unity, a unified connection. So he called up all the leaders and he started counting. Everybody need to count all the people of their tribe. Everyone is counted for. Now, also, it divided all of them to different flags, which means he gave them flags. Degel. Degel is a flag. So they will be divided. These tribes will be in the north, these tribe will be in the east, and all the four directions. And every direction also, of course, had those flags. Now, what is the consciousness here? There's many beautiful things, but one that is important on a very simplistic level. Simplistic, but very deep, and is a necessary desire for all of us. Ask yourself this week, please ask yourself again, what is your flag? What flag you are, stand for? Right? Because we know every game, every place, we start with a national anthem and the flag. And what does it mean? It's what we stand for. Right? So if that's what you stand for, that's how you should behave. Right? And a lot of us are stand behind a flag. Right? So again, two things. One, do you have a flag? What is your flag? Do you have a flag? Do your company, do your friends, do your community, right? Do you have a flag? What is our flag? That's one level that needs to, first of all, needs to be awakened. Ask yourself, what am I representing? What is my flag that I wake up in the morning? You know, when I was in the army, you know, there was a few jobs, and one of the job is that in the morning you go and you raise the flag, right? Or then you take it halfway, and then you lower it, right? If needed. That's it. You raise the flag, you lower it, you put it in a half place, right? Each one of those had different reasons. But the flag, everybody's standing there and looking at the flag. The flag represents a focused energy. The flag represents, obviously, who you are, what you stand for. Otherwise, you want to stand behind that flag. Now, that's one thing. Second thing is, are you waking up every day putting up your flag? What does it mean, putting up your flag? A lot of us going around and trying to convince people about our flag. I don't need to convince. Listen, my flag is Kabbalah, consciousness, right? My flag is Kabbalah. I don't need to hide it. This is what I do. This is what I stand for. Everything that Kabbalah stands for, that's what I'm going to stand behind that. Everything, all the books of Kabbalah that I read, I raise them as a flag. Because I tested, it works, it makes sense to me. I see how I can help many people with this wisdom. I see people transform with this wisdom. I tell them, raise the flag. You don't need to go and convince people or coerce people. We don't need to do that. Once you do that, nobody stays. But when you raise the flag, everybody should say, what is that? What is that? What is your flag stands for, right? Every university have a flag. Every group have a flag, you know. Every team have a flag. So, this is the two things that we need to awaken. Actually, is the three questions. One, do you have a flag? Two is, what does your flag represent and what you stands for behind that? And three, are you raising that flag? Because it says, yeah, I believe in this, or this is my flag, this is what represents me. But are you raising the flag? Are you walking around with that flag every day? Are you the one who do that? Ask yourself. Now again, if a person is connected to a flag and can see in his vision, in my vision I see the flag of the wisdom of Kabbalah being spread and changed many people's life, and helping and supporting the entire world, and companies and people like really nourished by this flag. Amazing, right? But I need to stay connected to that inspiration, to that vision. I want to see that image in my mind all the time, because the Kabbalists explain, once you see it in your mind with all the details, it's already there. Any desire. We learn in Kabbalah there is what we call the direct light, a light that always shines on us. As soon as you awaken an image, has to be an image, has to be a visualization, not something you coming up with, something you really see it. Because if you see it, it's already in the direct light. It's already happening. It's already there. Now, in order for you to manifest it in your life, there's a different story, different level. But first, one need to see it in his vision, all his desire and all his vision and all the flag, what he stands for, it has to be in front of him all the time. Visualize that, because there is between the physical reality and the spiritual reality, there is that place of where our visualization, or where our images, or where what you're imagining, right, is really helping you. That firmament, that gap is been closed by your image. That's part of what we need to manifest. So, if your desire, if your flag is what you stand for, you need to start visualizing that flag is being waved, is being raised everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world. Then, if you take the word degel, degel is a flag. If you switch the letter place, you get the word dilug. Dilug, which is skipping over. Skipping over. The same word, degel, which is flag, dilug, which is you skip over it. You bypassing. What does it mean? When you're really standing with your flag, and when you're really supporting your flag, and you're seeing how your flag, this is what I said, the 3 ideas that I just said about your flag, as a result of that, you overcoming obstacle without even knowing that they were supposed to be on your way. You going out of very scary situation without even being scared and know that it was actually scary. And only later people will tell you, what? You did this? You didn't know it, so you did. And you had no idea that was so bad, and you overcome that without even you knowing. Skipping over, when you have that energy of the flag, you get to convert the way you are dealing with the spiritual world. You get to deal differently. What do I mean to deal differently? For example, I shared earlier, when you have an image, when you have a desire, and you see everything, I want to manifest it. What is the problem? As soon as you put a plan and an action, now you're disconnected. What? Because it's very simple. If you have the vision, and if you know it's there, and if you stand for that flag, and then you says, okay, I'm going to take that action, and I think that will manifest what I actually saw. You're already wrong. Why? Because you tell the Creator, I don't need your plan. I have the plan. I know what to do. No. Listen to this beautiful understanding here. We want we have something within us called the desire to receive for ourselves. Right? I want for me something. And that is a very difficult challenge. How to skip over the desire to receive of me and skip over to move into only influence. Because when you influence others, by within itself, you are influenced by that. A lot of people first think about me, and when I have, then I'm going to share. Then I will influence. No. That process is very nice, but it's much longer and much more suffering involved. What we want in this week, at least to connect to that energy. What is my flag? And do I want to manifest that flag? Right? Of course, if you're standing behind any flag, and if you're standing behind or you represent a certain flag, it's not because, I'm a fan of that flag. I am let's say, for example, if you're standing behind the flag of some sport or whatever, a famous athlete, right? So you're standing behind with their flag, right? What do you want? You want them to win. You already have a desire for your flag to be, shown the entire world. Therefore, because I have that flag, because I have that desire, because I have that image, now I cannot put down actions. Why? Because I just need to awaken a desire until it becomes a burning desire. You have to switch the flame. Yeah, but I need the action. No, stay in the pot. Stay inside the pot. Just raise the flame. raise the flame, and then but it's burning. When it's really burning, then you get the plan of the Creator, not your plan. The plan, the bigger picture plan, not my action. Because, for example, somebody just asked me earlier about, I gave this question differently. I said, I want to manifest relationship, right? I have a desire for a relationship. And I really have a burning desire. I said, okay, but when you meet somebody and you really like her, don't you have now in that moment says, I really want what the Creator wants from me, but I really like that person. You know, all of a sudden you injected your desire. Boom. You have to understand it's the light, the energy, we call the spiritual world, is very sensitive. As soon as you come with your agenda, with your desire, and with your action, you're missing out. The universe want to manifest for us much bigger. You know, I have a business, I manifest, I close a deal. What do you mean? You were supposed to by now having with 20 businesses. 200 employees. You only have 20? Yeah, because you took the action. If you just need to awaken a desire, if you were just seeing that, and awaken desire without jumping to an action, let it burn. The Creator will get up and say, okay, let me do it. And you will see that the manifestation is way different than when you're doing it, and when you involve, and when you see yourself actually doing it. He says, you need to come to a level that, almost like in simplicity, he says, I want my sustenance, right? But I just don't want my sustenance by parnasa. I want shefa, I want abundance. I want abundance, right? And he says that they call the Creator Hamashpia. Mashpia is influence, right? The Creator is Hamashpia, the influencer. But why Mashpia? Because the word Mashpia, influence, comes from the word Shefa. Shefa is abundance. Way more than what you can even envision. That is the Creator. And that is the reality that you want to skip into. Skip the desire to receive of me. Skip that. Move right away. I want this week, I want the strength to skip over. And actually speak about the month of Sivan, the month of Geminis. It's considered to be every month have its own organs of the body. This one is left leg to represent skip over, to run over. This is the beginning of this week. The next idea is that related to this and what we're speaking about. What is desert? What does desert represent? Beside the, Burning Man, that our friends go in there. You go there, it's empty, right? If you go there before they building all this Burning Man thing, I don't know if whoever went. If you didn't, you should go. It's a very cool experience to have. So they go to that desert. There's nothing, empty. Only sand, nothing, mountains around or not, whatever, nothing. But if you imagine you go alone in the desert, what does it represent? Emptiness, lack, fear, right? Or lost, you can get lost, right? But this is the paradox in this world. What is the paradox that we have? Let's say go back and I said, I see in my vision that the world going to be such and such. I see in my vision of my company or the employees or the vision that I have about myself, about my relationship or whatever it is. I see it in a vision, b'mar'eh, in a vision. And then I see that it comes from the light. The Creator gave me a vision. And on the other hand, you're saying, Don't take an action. Wait a second, you show me an idea, a revolutionary idea, to create any product. Why did you show me? We think that if I take the action, that specific action will get me the result that I want. It's a problem. Because if you think that that's the action will give you the result that you want, you're going to take the action and it's only going to delay the result that you want. Remember the difference between you act or the higher power. The big guns take an action. It's a complete different actions. Because, for example, as I said before, go back to that person that asked me about a relationship, right? Yeah, you really want the Creator to decide for you, but I really like that person. You're trying to manifest with that person. Wait a second. Maybe it's not that, but that's what I want. Now you're already injecting you. So you disconnect, you unplug from the big voltage, right? And you plug into a generator, right? Instead of the company, the endless company, the electric company, you plug into a local, battery. That's your action. Our action is a little battery charger. If we understand the forces that waiting to let us, be used, let us be used by those forces, not by the negative forces, by the forces of light, by the forces of the Creator within us, that creativity, that power, that generation, a generator that is inside of us. And you know what I like, the image that I like, is I watched the new news about the hypersonic. I don't know if you know that, but they figure out scientifically how to maintain a flame in a hypersonic engine. Up until now, even now it's hard for them, but just like to clear your mind, right? A hypersonic engine will be available probably by 2050, right? Which means you would be able to fly from LA to New York. You can come to a class from LA in 1 hour and come back by dinner, right? In 1 hour, less than 1 hour, you can be there, right? That's the future. Why? We already know. We already know what's going to happen. We already know we can teleport ourselves. We know we can communicate in complete different level. But okay, most of us are not yet having that vision. We know that the engine of what is it? So they asked the scientists, what is a simple way to explain the engine? He says how to burn fire. Right, how to manifest fire on a constant way. In a constant way, in the most strongest way. Right? That's what it is. Right? They tell you. So what I want us to have today, to understand, a desire of a hypersonic engine. Not like a little, diesel engine, or whatever it is, the engine you can call it, right? I'm talking about hypersonic engine, hypersonic desire that is constant, and it's burning desire that every time you turn it on, the Creator, with all the forces, coming to manifest for you. This is the second idea, because it's important to understand that the problem is that we trying to make it happen, and it's just limiting. Third idea is over here, is when the Israelites entered to the desert, they didn't know, Moses didn't tell them, by the way, guys, we're going to 40 years process. Nobody knew, right? He took them to the desert, and he gave them a blessing. This week, he gave them a blessing. What is that idea of a blessing? First of all, he take them to the desert. What is he telling them? Where we going? Where are we going? The goal, what is the goal? To go to Israel. Where are we now? In Egypt, right? Close to Egypt, whatever. He didn't tell them how long, where they're going to go, who they're going to meet, what kind of passages, what's the... No. He told them where the goal, the required desire, and to know where they are. And that's it. That's what we need. Like I always speaks about it, that when you put in your GPS, in your Waze or whatever, you put the direction, you don't tell the Waze to I want to go from here to here. I want the fastest, the best way to get there. Right? And it does it by itself. Why do we need to be involved? So when you have a real desire, when you have a burning desire, you just need to know where you're at and where you want to go. What's your flag? I want my flag to be... That's it. Let the Creator... You need to make sure that your desire is that level, and all the rest is being devised by the universe. It's going to show you. It's going to bring the right people, the right circumstances. Then... Very important point, maybe the last point. A little bit scientific, not scientific, a little word about it, right? We know in physics, there's again, I'm not going to go into details because I'm not a scientist, right? But I know a little bit about it, a little bit. What is the idea of E equal mc squared, right? This is how the Einstein came up with the calculation or measured, right? The way to measure space or light speed. Or for that sort, very much a clear explanation. E is energy, equal to mass, which is a mass that you carry, right? How much weight you become. So we know more speed, heavier you become. If you want to move faster, you added mass, right? That is telling you how fast you can get there. That is the simple, maybe elementary explanation to this, okay? But what is the idea? If you want to go faster through time, you need to be heavier. Listen to this. For example, you see when people become very fast rich people, right? Very fast success. They adding weight, not physical weight, but they buying stuff, right? They getting weight. They getting more heavier in they cannot really now post anything they want. They cannot. Everything become heavier. Become more serious, right? The people that they talking to, what do they have? Now they have more real estate and they have 5 cars. They become heavier as opposed to me, a single guy, have nothing, have no responsibility. I can move faster. If I tell you, guy, hey, you want to move to New York? Yeah, I'm taking my backpack, I'm coming. There's not much. not heavier. But as you become more and more successful, right? Faster you become successful, faster you adding weight. What does it mean to our life? And how is it related? Because what we're talking about right now is that we want to move and expedite what we call the pain and suffering that exists in the world. We want to expedite the revelation. I have an idea. I have a vision. I want to expedite it. Immortality. I want to expedite it. So what is the idea? When you move faster, you get heavier, right? That's simply as that. But what is the problem? In life, most of us want to grow fast. Now, anybody, if you start a business, you ready for the next 10 years of suffering? Or, no. Maybe 1 year, put my head down. 5 years. Oh, Benjamin, I'm already doing it for 6 years. For 5 years we are working around the clock. 5 years, that's it. That's the amount of suffering that you want to take. That's the amount of suffering that you want to endure. So we know, if I want to move faster and faster success, but I want that with the least amount of suffering. I want the best relationship in the world with the least amount of suffering or pain or loss or giving up. Yeah, I want to live with somebody, but I don't give up the toilet seat, right? Or whatever it is, the nonsense that everybody have, right? Oh, I want to be in a relationship, but I need my freedom. I want to be a business owner, but I have to finish by 3 o'clock. All of us want, but not giving in or giving up, right? Which means you want to move faster. You can't move faster with your engine. You need to lose weight. You need to take down, right? Or you increase your engine, which is increasing your desire much, much more. But obviously, again, there's got to be of these two. You have to understand, this is physics. That's why when people asking, why I want this, I want that, look at physics. Look how you manifest in physics, not in spirituality or Kabbalah. It tells you. So again, if I want to move faster spiritually, what do I need to do? Add more weight. What is weight spiritually? Take more responsibility. That is weight. More responsibility on your surrounding, on your energy, on anything that is manifest wrong or not manifesting. People, society, reality, the entire world. More and more responsibility. This is the spiritual weight. And weight allow you to move faster. Because imagine you have a big engine, but the car is very light. What will happen? It will fly. It will spin. It won't drive. You need to add more weight to the car to put it down, right? Same thing. You take this gigantic Boeing 77 whatever, and they are huge, massive. Of course, because they travel through time. You travel through a big mass of time, but they have the similar power, similar desire, which is the engine. Do me a favor, put some water over here. Just some hot water. Now, in order for us to move faster, I need to give up. I need to let go of the weight, the unnecessary weight, for now, so I can start moving. So what do I need to give up? Give up old belief systems. Give it up. Why are you carrying that? Give up, in order for me to be, I need to have, give it up. Many things that you have to leave it behind in order to move much faster. I see a lot of companies also, that business, that grow faster. Like sometimes you go to a company that grow massively fast, and then what's happening? You see the quality going down, right? Everybody knows. As you grow faster, the quality of the people go down, the production of the people go down, the quality of the product go down. People burned out because the company goes so fast, right? You need to add more weight. You have to understand, what is more weight? More responsibility. The people need to be more responsible. You can't have the same people, the same desire that you started with to continue to the next level. You have to be able to raise your desire and to raise more responsibility. Grow up. Yeah, I started as a senior. Now I'm a junior. Now I'm a senior. Yeah, next. More responsibility, more faster we can grow. If people don't want to, they are not the right people. They have to go eventually. We have to remember, you add more big picture, you have to add more responsibility to the people, and then they need to start letting go of what the old us, right? The weight of the old, and take new weight, which is new responsibility, new leadership, and so forth. In any company, it works like that. At least when I'm talking to people in company, that's what I learned. What is Moses did? Before they entered to the desert, he plugged all their consciousness to the consciousness of tree of life, the consciousness of unlimited consciousness. And then in the reality that when they live in the desert, they had total unity. And it says, the fact that it says, Simlatam lo balta, which means the dress that they had, the clothing that they had, the shoes that they had never wear off. Never broke. Everything stays brand new. Because they were never in the desert. You can go through a desert, but if your mind is not in the desert, it's like going back to the example of a Burning Man, right? You're in the desert, but when you are there with the people and the energy, you are not in the desert. You are definitely not in the desert. You're in a different planet, right? That's what it is. No lack. They didn't feel lack in the desert. They didn't feel wearing off or tear or wear or break. Because their consciousness was in the tree of life consciousness, and the unity between them, close completely surrounding energy. And again, they were able to go 40 years without even knowing that it's 40 years. Without even knowing how we're going to get there. We got there. I know I need to be in Israel. That's what they say. That's what Moses told them. And the unity, big picture, no weight, right? No, what about me? What about my... Moving like a ship in the desert to the destination. And again, this is just important to understand in any company, any friendship, any leader, any flag that you stand for, need this type of operation system, need this type of idea. Again, the big picture for me is that we need that hypersonic engine. We need that burning desire. And we also at the same time willing to give up of the action that I think will give me that fulfillment. And sure enough, as soon as you give up that action, no, but I have to call them and I want those men. Wow, I have a desire, and look, a big investor come to me. Always stay connected to the desire. Don't fall because some shining desire, what's his name, investor came to you and it seems glorious. Wait, is that the action that I need to take? Is the person that needs to make it happen? I'm not taking action. Awaken more desire. Burning desire is like under the stove, under the pot, right? And the boiling, and again, eventually like a steam. The Creator push you over the top in ways that are above time and space and motion the way you know them. Thank you for joining us this time. And we're gonna pause. Thank you and have a wonderful rest of the week.